Everyone needs a good breakfast. Made in the morning. Stays crunchy, even in milk.
It's Lee here with you on Alive 107.3, playing you better music and more of it as always. That Lenny Kravitz and Fly Away. And it's another action-packed 24 hours if, like me, you're a TNA fan. The latest episode of TNA Impact available right now on TNA Plus here in the UK. It's also on DAZN 1. Tomorrow night, of course, Saturday, April 20th, live on TNA Plus, Ultimate Insiders, and Triller TV. It is the premium live event that we've been waiting for, TNA Rebellion, an action-packed, stacked card where the TNA title is on the line. The Wanted Man nickname have taken on world champion Moose. Jordan Grace defends the knockout title against Steph DeLander. But I think what is going to be the match of the night, Jake Something finally gets his shot at the TNA X Division Championship, which is currently held by my guest at this time, Mr. Mustafa Ali. Mr. Ali, thank you for joining me here on Alive 107.3.
Mr. Med, thank you for the wonderful introduction there. And did you just say Lenny Kravitz, Fly Away was playing right before this, right?
I did, yes.
Top five for me.
Cracking song. Cracking song. He is a man that has just got better over the past couple of years.
Really like me. Kind of like me. Just aging like a fine wine, but go on.
Oh, very much, my friend. Very much. You know what we'll do? We'll see if we can get TK421 on the end here just as well. So Lenny Kravitz double coming your way here on Alive 107.3. But Mr. Ali, if I can, let's go back a couple of months. You were one of the hottest free agents in the world of professional wrestling. What attracted you to TNA Wrestling? Why did you decide to make TNA Wrestling your home in 2024?
Well, Mr. Med, there seems to be a little bit of a misrepresentation. So I'm glad that you asked that question. I'll be able to clear that up. Mustafa Ali is an independent party. He is not affiliated with any organization or any party, and he has his reasons to that. I feel what it's important, like Lenny Kravitz, Fly Away, is to be able to go and do as I please. The campaign needs to be worldwide and not restricted to one specific region or one specific promotion. Like, for example, this past weekend, I was able to debut at New Japan Pro Wrestling and successfully retain not only my TNA X Division Championship, but also my undefeated streak. I am now, I believe, 30-0. And the reason for this, again, is I just wanted to be in control of this campaign. I want to be in control of my happiness. I would like to announce that TNA is, in fact, a partner, a supporter. We formed a strategic alliance, but I am an independent party that can go and do as he pleases. And that includes multiple promotions, multiple countries. I'm worldwide, sir. Mustafa Ali cannot and will not at this time be assigned to just one party because the vision and the agenda is just too big.
You are, and thank you for correcting me there. You are making professional wrestling great again, and I believe you are single-handedly, Mr. Ali, making the X Division great again. You arrived in TNA, your first match, captured that X Division title in a superb outing against arguably, up until you arrived here, the greatest X Division wrestler of all time in Chris Sabin. Knowing you were going to debut for TNA and headline No Surrender, did that add extra pressure to you coming in and for your preparations for that match?
No pressure, because I live by a little mantra that good men do good things, but great men do great things. And I am a great man. And when the decision was made to challenge for the TNA X Division Championship, I knew that the goal wasn't to become a champion. The goal was to make the X Division great again. I just happened to be the correct path. And look at my impact. My first night with the company, the X Division Championship, is in the main event of a pay-per-view. And the last time that was done was what, 2005, 2006, something like that. We're going on almost 20 years. A few months later, I have graced the cover of PWI magazine, a feature story on Mustafa Ali, but I was sure to include that TNA X Division Championship that sits behind me so beautifully right there. That was on the cover of PWI. And again, the last time that was done was almost 20 years ago. So the impact that I have had on reclaiming the TNA X Division's glory days is already here. We are in the midst of something great, my friend. We are, and with the citizens of TNA behind me and with their continued support, I look to take the X Division to new heights. So to ask you, no, there's no fear in a great man like myself.
You are a great man, you're a great athlete, but somebody that is not necessarily a great athlete for the X Division, in my opinion, is the man you are facing this Saturday at Rebellion. We're talking about Jake Something, a man that is not your stereotypical X Division athlete. That I mean, the old adage is the X Division is not about weight limits, it's about no limits. But I would very much argue there has to be rules, Mr. Ali. There needs to be demarcations in this. And I was very upset when Santino Marella, the director of authority, rebuffed your request to actually try and implement some of these rules. Have you thought about taking this further and speaking to Anthem's board of management?
You know, Mr. Morella was so short-sighted with this decision. I think your suggestion to take this to the higher ups at Anthem is valid. Again, I think some people are misconstruing or calling my campaign to cancel this match with Mr. Something as me backpedaling, as if I'm afraid of Mr. Something. It's not that I'm afraid of Mr. Something. I'm afraid of what Mr. Something would do to the X Division. Can you imagine the horror, the travesty that would happen if someone like Jake Something was the X Division champion? Where do we go from there? The man is 3 times the size of any normal human being. Do we need to now find a guy that's 6 times the size of a normal human being? What does the X Division become then? Does it become just the slow and barbaric combative exchange, or do we want the excitement that the X Division brings? Do we want the innovation? Do we want the energy that the X Division brings? And that's what I'm just trying to restore. That I'm trying to preserve that. So again, it's not that I'm afraid of Mr. Something. I just again, I speak for the greater good, and the greater good is to preserve the X Division. That's why there needs to be limits. Think about when you go on the road. Why are there speed limits? They're there to preserve us, to keep us safe. And I believe the X Division should drop, should bar this whole phrase of no limits. It's misleading, and quite honestly, it's dangerous.
The rules are there for a reason. Rules are there to protect everyone involved. And I need to ask, this past week on TNA Impact, we did see a bit of an altercation between yourself and Mr. Something. However, there was some assistance coming to your aid in the shape of the grizzled young veterans, and there seemed to be a conversation going on as the cameras cut away. Now, may I pry, Mr. Ali, and ask, what was that conversation about? Is there a relationship forming between yourself and GYV?
I respect the honorable question, but it wouldn't be very honorable of me to discuss private matters publicly. GYV are associates of the campaign. They are supporters of the campaign. A bit pricey, if you ask me, but they do good work. But they also see the vision. They believe in the greater good. And listen, go back and watch the footage. This altercation that you speak of, I didn't come out looking for violence. I came out to protest peacefully, which is allowed in this country, to speak my mind on a matter that's near and dear to me. It is Mr. Something that decided to get physical. It is Mr. Something that decided to engage in violence. Anything I did or GYV did was strictly in self-defense. Again, I believe in preserving the dignity and the honor of this great X Division championship. Mr. Something clearly has displayed that he does not hold these same values.
When you talk there about the dignity, the respect, the history and the heritage of the X Division title, and we'll look at some of the names that have held that belt before you. I'm talking about AJ Styles, Chris Sabin, Rockstar Spud, Jay Lethal, P.T. Williams, Frankie Kazarian, Rob Van Dam, and Josh Alexander, to name just a few. Where would you place yourself in the echelons of TNA's X Division Hall of Fame?
Out of everyone you named, who won the X Division championship in their debut match?
None of them. It'd just be
Okay, okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. And out of everyone you named, how many were the cover of PWI with that X Division championship?
none of them, Mr. Ali.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just asking questions.
Hmm?
I don't know what the answer to your question is, but I was just asking questions. I'll allow you to connect the dots, good sir. But again, I'm very humble, and I don't want to make this about me and my accomplishments. I want it to be known that I'm here for the people. And I'm here to serve the people, and the people deserve an X Division champion that is doing great things. An X Division champion that main events, pay-per-views, an X Division champion that is on the cover of PWI, that sells out arenas and shows record-breaking attendances, TNA Plus subscriptions going through the roof. They deserve a champion that is going to push TNA and the X Division to the forefront. If that happens to be anyone you name, sure. If it happens to be me, then it seems like it was destiny.
We are talking with the TNA X Division champion, Mr. Mustafa Ali. Do not go anywhere.
Experience TNA wrestling like never before with TNA Plus. Relive the moments that inspired a generation. Plus, monthly premium live events. Plus, exclusive monthly content. TNA Plus. You haven't seen anything until you've seen everything. Plans starting at just $9.99 per month.
Welcome back to Live 107.3. That Lenny Kravitz, TK421, specifically for my guest at this time, the TNA X Division champion, Mr. Mustafa Ali. Mr. Ali, are you still with me?
I was just listening to Mr. Kravitz, but I'm back with you.
Thank you for staying with me, Mr. Ali. As we get set for Rebellion this weekend, you mentioned the amazing TNA crowd, the amazing TNA audience. I have to ask, how has their energy and their passion, their reception impacted the campaign since you arrived in the Impact Zone?
Oh, amazing. So TNA has amazing autograph sessions, meet and greets, both before and after the show. And despite my long lines, despite me having to stay a couple extra hours to make sure that I meet all of these great citizens of TNA, I do it. And the big word I can say, the big thing that I could say about them is that they're thankful. They're thankful that I brought the campaign to TNA. They're thankful for what I have done for the X Division and the matches that I provided. I think gratitude and thankfulness is just, and I thank them. I thank them for their continued support, both in monetary and in words. They have contributed to the campaign through T-shirt sales and generous donations, because these campaign videos and these efforts, they do cost money, but they believe in the campaign. They believe in change. They believe in the greater good. So it's so nice just to be in sync with them. And again, I don't want to present myself as a politician. I want to present myself as a leader amongst the people. Like I'm with them, you know? So it's just been so great to be able to meet them and thank them for their support. And I know when they say that they're thankful that I came to TNA, they sincerely mean it.
If you want to show your support of the campaign, In Ali We Trust is the t-shirt. You can get it right now by heading online to tnamerch.com. You have, Mr. Ali, of course, taken the campaign all across the globe. Outside the United States, outside of North America, where have you found the fans and the message being most well received?
I would say, I mean, maybe because it was my first match, but Paris was amazing. I went to a organization called APC Catch, and are you familiar with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla by any chance?
I
It
am,
gave me
yes.
those vibes. Yeah, the fans literally flocked to the ring and just bang on the apron the whole time. I wrestled an incredible wrestler by the name of Algo Blanc, who's so good. And that was my first match at the beginning of this campaign. The reception was amazing. The vibe was amazing. It's definitely a memory that I'll keep for a very long time. Even recently, I wrestled in Costa Rica after a TNA TV taping weekend. I flew from Philadelphia to Costa Rica, and the fans in Costa Rica, there's something about these international markets. I always feel like because they don't see us as often, they really value seeing us. They really value time spent with us. So they were all amazing. But yeah, even the TNA fans that night in New Orleans, my debut was just something special. I think they all knew something was in the air, especially that main event build. Mr. Saban and I locking eyes, and getting that standing ovation and the Ali chants before we even locked up was something very, very special. And I know we delivered, and everyone's so happy with the end result. But yeah, the crowds have been amazing. I mean, there's sold out crowds wherever I go. But I'm having fun. But yeah, notably Paris and Costa Rica were some special crowds for me.
Fingers crossed before the end of the year, Mr. Ali will be able to bring the campaign to the UK. I know the audience over here are eager to jump aboard the campaign trail with you. And just before we let you go, Mr. Ali, I know time is against us. I would like, if you have the time, to play a round of the name game with myself. I've got 5 names of TNA superstars. I would like to say the first thing that jumps into your head. Are you up for this one?
Let's go. My press secretary is warning me not to engage in games, but I'm in a jolly good mood today, so let's play a game.
Fantastic. The first name, Joe Hendry.
Believe.
The second name, Jordan Grace.
Strong.
Alexander Hammerstone.
Too strong. I know that's 2 words, but
It's fine, Mr. Ali. I'll let you agree with that. The next name, the UK's very own Zia Brookside.
Sweetheart.
And the final name in the name game, the voice of Impact Wrestling, Tom Hannifin.
Dirtbag. Mr. Hannifin is not an accredited journalist. He's not a good man. He has slandered the campaign in my good name. And I know you asked for one word, but I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent here. Mr. Hannifin is not a good person, and he does not think about the greater good. So, Mr. Hannifin, TNA citizens, please, when you see Mr. Hannifin, please boo him mercilessly. Thank you.
That request from the man that is making the X Division great again, Mr. Mustafa Ali. You can see him defend his X Division Championship this Saturday night live on TNA Plus as TNA Rebellion gets underway. If you want to find out how you can subscribe, head online to tnawrestling.com. You can also find out how you can see TNA wrestling action each and every week, wherever you are in the world. And as mentioned it before, we're going to mention it again. You can show your support of the campaign by getting your Mustafa Ali t-shirts by heading online to tnamerch.com. Mr. Ali, I know you're a very busy man. I would like to thank you once again, my friend, for taking the time to speak to us here on a live 107.3.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you.